interestingly, the industry's really started to assess private and hybrid cloud technology to host a new 5G core. And I think this is going to be a key development over the next 1 to 2 years. Secondly, the network's making tangible moves into becoming a hybrid cloud platform. And this is evolving the industry but beyond legacy services, voice, SMS, data, multimedia, and towards internal IT services as a service and B2B enterprise services. And this, combined with the COVID response to digitize many traditional endpoints like retail stores of the telco business, is really indicating a shift and acceleration in digital transformation to the telco business. And finally, there's an increased intensity, I think, for the search for new revenue streams. And this entails transforming the network infrastructure, associated IT systems, business support, operational support systems, as well as deciding where to operate in the digital value chain and who to partner with, how to manage and orchestrate new technologies across partners. And this requires infrastructure and operational transformation. So there's a strong focus amongst all of this on culture and the skills required within telco. A lot of learning going on between partner companies and tech companies into telcos to try and help them adapt and shift to realise the promise of new revenue streams. And I think, in summary, these three together have the potential to change the CSPs, the role that they're playing in industry, but also within society itself. It's about expansion of services. But it's not withstanding doing that within a cost framework that works for the telco business model. It's a great time for telco. It's a great time for growth for the first time in really decades, I think, of shrinking revenues and margins. And what's driving it? It's the internet is coming of age, and the ICT industry is coalescing with the internet over the next 1 to 2 years through a step change in this rapid shift to digital. By the caused by the global COVID situation. There's no turning back, and the stakes are quite high. And I think, combined with the gradual evolution to 5G through the network functions over the next 2 years, CSPs are really going to need to develop some new competencies, realise their role in what Steve Case refers to as the third wave of digital. I'm reading this book again, Steve Case's book on the third wave, which is really about how the new techpreneurs are rewriting the rule books for industry sectors. And I think this is also linked with the term called Industry 4.0, which was originated in Germany. In short, there's a significant expanded role that telcos can play to supply edge-based technology platforms required to support new use cases for Industry 4.0, smart manufacturing, connected healthcare, and also at the edges and boundaries of industry and where they're merging and developing new kinds of use cases. The way organisations are evolving to prepare for this shift, global CSPs see themselves at this critical crossroads. A new kind of telco, I think, is emerging. I call it the digital hero, which is a telco that goes beyond pure marketing and branding, enabled by cloud technology, as well as the adoption of agile ways of working. McKinsey's kind of called this digital attacker brands, but I think this goes beyond purely positioning to win at all costs. This isn't an all-out attack. This is a strategy which recognises the important role of all CSPs play in building and nurturing an ecosystem capable of growing revenue in a digital connected economy. So I think the aspects, the trends and patterns which will stay with us, no matter what the industry really, there's a need for resilience. It's really shone through. It's been the guiding light and direction of all industry, but especially telco. Telco's been seen as the main enabling industry for this shift to digital. People working from home, workforce is suddenly unable, in fact prohibited by government to turn up to work overnight, having to reconnect with their offices and colleagues remotely. One telco in particular in Italy, was able to move 7,000 call center agents to working from home within 72 hours. And I think the shift prior to that pandemic, would have taken months, if not a year, to achieve that. on financing the network capacity expansion. Open RAN is an area which is interesting and can play a helpful role here. But there's still some way to go in terms of standardizing approaches around the analytics, the orchestration of that technology, and how to integrate it in a cost-effective manner into the telco in a distributed way. It's also needed to optimize both customer center and network operations center in real time. So, how to do that, how to bring the right data sets together to do that is a real focus area at the moment. Data innovation is historically been trapped between these silos in the telco business model, customer, network, IT. Now we've got this space carving up between networks and customer around the area of innovation, B2B services. More recently, there's been a focus in three key areas, I think, which are summarized as customer contact and process automation, firstly. Secondly, network planning and optimization across network services, broadband, fixed, wireless, Wi-Fi. And then thirdly, an interesting area is around sales and partner collaboration, creating new data sets across organizations to enrich the sales process and sales insight. Looking beyond network and planning and optimization, using big data combined with data warehousing, using location intelligence to drive new products and services. It's been done for many years and successfully for many years. A large European operator, as far back as 2012, built an in-house capability to resell intelligent mobile network location-based data. From the experiences, the discussions that I've been having right now, it's really dependent on, number one, the skills that are available and how you develop those. Number two, I think it's about using data to help advance the data science and machine learning capability beyond sort of individual projects or traditional data warehousing. And thirdly, how you use data, it needs to be done very carefully. It needs to be done within the right data governance framework that's capable of working for your company, for your operating model, within the context of not just data, not just AI, but even business process. And I'm referring to, the old sort of axiom that it's garbage in, garbage out for information and in an application framework, but where data, if data is to be used more to enhance or automate business process, garbage in doesn't just mean garbage out, it means a horrendously messy business process and one that just creates more redundancy and complexity in the business. And that's absolutely, what we want to avoid. So how do we do that? Number one, investing in the right skills. I think, that's a trend that in the near future, I think it's looking at those skills that are a natural extension to your business today. Don't throw away everything. Look at the potential skills that can be developed in-house rather than always trying to chase the shiny new toy. And don't underestimate the need for industry domain expertise, as well as the knowledge in combination with traditional IT, cloud-native software engineering practices, as well as the newer sort of data science and AI and ML skills. Bringing that all together, it can be done. Some telcos are doing it really well. Many telcos are doing that really well, but it does require the right skills, the right technology selections come together within the right organizational model.